And that's when I was told you're not allowed to heat teaspoons with the candles at the Vatican. And we're live.
You are now listening to Radio Rufus.
Yes, you fantastic flamingos. Welcome back to another flamboyant episode of Radio Rufus. And by flamboyant, I think this one's about to go absolutely off the chain because Aidan Rafferty's gone a bit mental. He's a bit weird. He's a bit off the deep end this time. He's had 1 pint of Guinness before we've recorded this, and it's hit him like an absolute train.
Like a fucking freight train.
Like a freight train. Say hello to the people, Aidan.
Hello.
Choo choo, motherfucker. Thomas the Tank Engine rolling in with the whole crew.
Yeah.
Gordon, James, Fat Controller might be turning up at some point.
That's an impressive knowledge of Thomas the Tank Engine.
You've watched it.
Yeah, but I don't know the fucking cast.
Fat Controller. Gotta have heard of him.
Fat Controller.
Yeah. Not like the Drake kind of.
Sounds like Gok Wan back in the day.
Fat Controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, good stuff.
Is that what you're saying? Fat Controller?
Yeah, the Fat Controller is a character on Thomas the Tank
What the
Engine.
fuck does he do?
And I'm not talking about like the Drake kind of controller. He's not catching a wine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think many wines were caught in Thomas the Tank Engine.
No. People just used to get tied to the tracks, right? No, there was a character called the Fat Controller who was he was horizontally challenged.
Yes.
He was a morbidly obese train manager. But you couldn't call it that these days.
Probably not, nah.
Yeah.
The plus size controller or something.
Yeah, plus size. Yeah, body positive controller. But yeah, welcome back to another episode. It's Radio Rufus. It's the latest and greatest. It's all around the world. We travel all around the world, metaphorically. That would be stupid if we actually travelled around the world just to come back here to record this every
We use a
week.
VPN.
We use a VPN. Yeah. Oh, so we can watch porn without the FBI knowing.
That might be the first ever mention of a VPN that wasn't paid for.
Ever. Yeah. I'd like to have my funeral sponsored by NordVPN, I think.
That'd be pretty cool.
I'd like to have a sponsored funeral.
Yeah.
Like a brand deal
I think
funeral.
Manscaped would be better.
Yeah?
Yeah, where they've used the apparatus on your corpse.
Right,
They use it.
Well, so they gave me like a nice clean lineup after I died.
Yeah. They've given you a
gave me a skin fade. Yeah. That'd be good. Like, this cremation is brought to you by Squarespace. Would you like a website for your dead pet? Well, it can happen now.
Yeah.
With a professional looking SEO optimized. I don't even know why. I've got it memorized. They sponsor so much stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever actually used it? Have you ever used anything that you've seen in a YouTube sponsor?
Yeah. So I did an ad for ExpressVPN
Oh, did you?
2 years ago. And
So you used it for the ad, or do you still use it?
I got it for free, and I'm still using it.
They just give you like a lifetime.
Yeah, I think I have the ExpressVPN black card.
Nice one.
Yeah, it's
Probably
like
the worst black card you could get.
I can walk into ExpressVPN and just get free VPN for life. I think
It's pretty good.
Yeah,
What do
it's
you
like
mainly use it for?
Nando's black card, but way worse.
Nando's black card's probably the worst one I could get because I would eat there 6 times a day.
No, but that's good.
No, but it's not.
You use it a lot. That's
I would use it a lot, but the effects would be horrible.
like if I got free, well, like Muzmatch Premium. Like I'm not using that, am I?
The fuck's Muzmatch? Is that like Tinder for Muslims?
Yes.
Is it?
Yeah. It's like Christian Mingle, but Muslims.
Ah, fuck. Is that a real thing? Is
Yeah.
it not?
You know, like Huz and Cruz
Yeah.
stuff. It's Muzz.
Muzmatch?
So Muslim Huz.
Yeah.
Muzz.
Muzzhuz?
Yeah. Muzmatch.
Yeah.
Like if I got that, I wouldn't use it. So that's a waste, isn't it?
True. Yeah. I suppose you wouldn't use... Well, maybe you would use Grindr. You are from Brighton.
Yeah.
You might not have much of a choice.
Only on Fun Time Tuesdays. That's what we do. But yeah, we're back again, as we always are. We are the impetuous. Is that a word?
It is now.
Tempestuous is a word. We're pretty tempestuous.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. What does it mean?
I agree.
Yeah, me too. I also
Yeah.
agree. Let's get into it with our first segment, not news. And I think this is the first week where, when planning this episode, there was no debate about the top story.
Yeah.
No debate whatsoever.
This was top of the running order from minute 1.
Yeah. No, unquestionably. I'm not arguing with the ref about this at all. I've broken a man's legs off the field. Send me off. Honestly, it'd be wrong to give me a yellow card. Aidan, have you heard about the Sweeney bathwater?
I have.
So Sydney Sweeney, known for Euphoria and having the best rack on the internet since Big John, Bosh, has released a new line of soap
Yeah.
that has her bathwater as an ingredient.
I think Big John's bathwater would be a lot better business model
Yeah.
because you just get a lot more of it.
Well, there'd be.
You know what I mean? You'd fill a lot more bottles of fucking soap with Big John's bathwater than you would Sydney Sweeney's.
No, but if they're in the same bath, there's going to be way less water in Big John's bath.
But I assume to counteract that, you put him in basically a fucking submarine or something.
Oh, right. So what you're proposing?
He baths in a fucking swimming pool, like.
So what you're proposing is we take Big John, Bosh,
Yeah.
we drop him in the Mediterranean,
Yeah.
then we
Ring him out.
we wring him out like a towel,
Yeah.
and we sell that. Like, what is that? Just
The Bosch bathwater.
yeah, the Bosch water. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really nice. I guess that would be a sort of Kung Pao flavor.
Yeah.
He's eaten so much Chinese, it must be sweating out the pores.
You know what? Actually, now that you mention that, I'm intrigued. I'm not as disgusted at that as I would have thought.
Yeah.
The Chinese flavour adds to it.
Now you're thinking, instead of a soap, we could sell it as a sauce.
You see me chewing on the bar of soap.
Yeah. When the Belle Delphine bathwater thing first happened, I was like, okay, this is a new product. It's actually kind of a funny idea. And incels might buy it, and haha, it's a one-off.
You thought it peaked then?
Yeah. If it's coming back, I feel like I fought in World War I thinking that was the worst thing I was ever going to see. Right?
Yeah.
And then World War II starts, and I'm like, again.
Yeah.
We have to do it again. I thought we moved on as a society. I thought we learned the lessons from World War I.
Yeah, but things are only getting started, basically.
Things are only getting worse. So this started when she appeared in an advert in October, just as an advert for soap,
Yeah.
where she soaked in a tub, and then horny incels from all corners of the internet came out of their mum's basements and basically said, "We want real Sydney Sweeney bathwater. Don't do this." This was the quote from the original ad. "Hello, you dirty little boys.
Oh.
Are you interested in my body? Wash." Oh, cheeky,
yeah.
cheeky. Got them first half. Well, you can't have it, because this isn't for boys. It's for men. This is Dr. Squat.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. I'm starting to understand. And unfortunately, I hate when the incels win,
Yeah.
because it's like when Tottenham gets a trophy and the jokes aren't quite as funny anymore.
Yeah.
I know it's only the Europa League,
Yeah.
but this is a small win for the incels as well, is actually getting the Sydney Sweeney bathwater.
There's also recently a Star Wars mode has been released on Fortnite. So it's 2 for 1 for
Big
them this
week for the incels.
Yeah.
They got Star Wars mode and Sydney Sweeney bathwater back to back.
There's definitely a huge overlap in the customers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you... Well, it might be good. It might encourage them to take showers.
Nah, because the type of people that are buying this isn't to shower with it. They're trying to suck the flavour out of it.
Right. Do you think we might see quite a few bars of soap with a suspicious hole in it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah,
They'll
yeah.
be boring a hole in that the second they get it.
Yeah, drill, baby, drill. It's like prospectors looking for oil. We're fracking. We're out there. We're fracking in the Mediterranean. It's called Sydney's Bathwater Bliss.
Okay.
Today is June the 2nd, I believe.
It is.
So this is going on sale at June the 6th at 12 p.m. So set your fucking calendars, boys.
Yeah.
'Cause this is gonna go
sale.
Is it like Ticketmaster? Do you have to queue?
I think so. I've got a code though.
Right, okay.
Yeah, if you need it.
I'm hoping to get VIP. Backstage.
Get
Yeah.
Q skip.
It's $8 a bar.
That is fucking extortionate.
No, that's too low.
No, it's not.
This would sell out if they put it at $100 a bar.
Even the incels using it cannot argue that that's good value.
I think I saw that. I was like, maybe I'm just
Your mind's been warped by the internet and all you've seen on it.
maybe I've just been to Pret too much, and
Yeah, right enough.
and I'm like too accustomed to things being expensive.
Yeah.
I think $8 a bar is too cheap.
What Rufus left out about that mention of me having one Guinness on me earlier is that was during our lunch break. I had one £5 Guinness and he had a fucking £26 meal deal.
I did not spend 26 quid.
How much was it?
15 quid on a sandwich.
It's fucking ridiculous.
See, if I can get a bit of Sydney Sweeney for $8, that's basically the same cost as one sandwich from Pret. I think that's pretty good value, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, you're being a different tax bracket than I am in terms of this bathwater conundrum.
I might get in early and stockpile it, and then I'll
Sell it
corner the
on.
Yeah.
Stock X.
Yeah, and then I'll release it out in little like a Supreme drop. Yeah.
Do you reckon you'd try and do the thing that like cheap chip shops do, where they'll filter down the red sauce with water and stuff to make it last longer?
Wow, that was so working class. You actually called it red sauce.
I'm not fucking stunned for this shit. It's
What?
I caught myself a few weeks ago calling it ketchup, and I was like, who the fuck do I think I've become?
Right, yeah.
Like, I've been spending too much time in London around people like yourself.
We've domesticated you.
Yeah.
You used to
red
roam
sauce.
wild and free like a horse.
Yeah.
You were like a fine stallion.
Like a steed that just was waiting to be broken, but no one really quite could.
Yeah. You've been tamed now.
Yeah.
Now you're on the farm. You're in the you get whipped to go a bit faster.
I'm fighting back against it though.
Yeah, right.
One microaggression at a time.
You is red sauce a microaggression?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, to me, calling it ketchup's a microaggression
To
against my
yourself.
culture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever get the feeling that horse girls at school wanted to actually be the horse?
Yeah, 100%.
Like they wanted to get on all fours and howl at the moon and then
I don't think horses quite do that, but
win the Grand National.
yeah. There's a few of them that I'd have stuck a tenner on if I seen them lining up with a jockey on them.
Yeah. That's
Just their sheer dedication to the cause.
impressive specimens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a woman in my school, and at the age of 13, huge horse girl, but at the age of 13, she was at least 6'3" and had hands the size of fucking shovels.
Fuck me, maybe she was half horse.
Yeah, she might have been.
Yeah.
Might have been a bit of
I've never understood that about horse girls. Do they want to fuck the horse or be the horse?
I think they want to be the horse, but if it was to get to the stage of fucking, they'd rather be fucked by it than fuck it.
Okay.
Yeah.
But ultimately they want to be the horse, but the closest you can get is shagging the horse?
I don't quite know how that would sort of work with the regular human, in the sense that
I think you'd have to warm up.
it would do a serious bit of damage on your insides. You'd have to do a few, like maybe a donkey to start.
Work your way through the animals here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Up
probably
the
the
sort of
best move.
evolutionary tree.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's the old one finger up to Mandingo all over again, isn't it?
What the fuck is that?
Never mind. So these are the ingredients.
Mm-hmm.
This is the product description. This is a perfect combination of the two best places on the planet: the outdoors and Sydney Sweeney's bathtub. Hard to disagree.
Nah, I heavily disagree.
Well, your two favourite places are Greg's and the Chippy, so
Yeah.
oh, that'd be good. Soap that just smells like chips.
Do you know what I done one time that you're going to be absolutely disgusted in? Me and my friend Connor, who actually I want to give a shout out to Connor before I do anything else,
Okay.
because that man went and ran a marathon and didn't tell anyone and didn't post about it. And it might be, it might be the first time that's ever happened.
Stand up to clap for that. That's like the NHS. Well done, mate.
But yeah, that same friend Connor, a few years ago, we were sort of at a loose end with what to get to eat, and we didn't know what takeout to go for. But it was whenever I was working in Domino's, and as staff, you could get 7-inch personal pizzas for £1. We went and got one of them. Went down the road to the chip shop, got a curry chip with peas and onions. Went up the road, got a Chinese, got a chicken curry, and just split it all and ate it in the back of his Golf. So that's the best place on earth, the back of his Golf. On that warm winter evening. And that frosty winter evening.
It's getting a bit homoerotic.
Yeah, the car was warm with the amount of fucking heated food.
With
around it.
with the windows steaming up.
Oh yeah, steamy as fuck, yeah.
Handprints on the glass.
And on the ass.
Yeah.
To that stage very quick.
Hands on the glass, hands on the ass. Sounds pretty class.
On the top ass.
Yeah.
It only works in your accent.
So the ingredients are sand, which I don't know why there's fucking sand in it.
Yeah. That's historically the worst thing to get between your toes.
Yeah, like why would I want sand in my soap?
That doesn't make any sense at all.
Because wouldn't that be like I don't wipe my ass with sandpaper for that exact reason.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good point.
I'm not like credit carding my skin with
You don't
80
put
grit.
the fucking I was about to say. I was gonna go 40 grit. You went really high.
Yeah. Sea salt, okay. Shea butter, which I think is normal in soap, but I don't really know what it
It
is.
sounds like you're making a fucking sandwich.
Yeah.
Bit of salt, bit of butter.
Why don't we order it and then you can eat it on the show?
I'll not be the first to have ate this.
Yeah. Sweeney's bathwater is listed as the narrative element on the ingredient list, which makes me think, is it even in there at all?
Oh, definitely not at all. Nah. So many people, so many incels specifically, are getting scammed here.
Yeah.
There's probably a fine print somewhere that says this may or may not contain the remnants of fucking.
I think
Sweeney's
bathwater
sweat.
is a genius product because, like, how is anyone going to know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
For all anyone knows, you've literally ran the top over your finger and put it into a bottle, and
or
shipped it off.
just water.
Or just didn't do it at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I think, by the way, using a bar of soap in this day and age is fucking rank.
my grandpa probably does it.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
it's, you wash your balls with it, you set it in the shelf, you let the ball juices marinate overnight, then
Right.
the next morning you wash your face with the same bar of soap. It's
You-
the same reason you don't
I
like
don't-
Subway. There's too much cross-contamination.
Right. Okay. I don't think soap can be dirty like that. Like, I don't think if you rub your balls on the soap, the balls stay on the soap. Hot take, I know.
I think they do. I think there's definitely some sort of...
I don't think ball bacteria can survive on the surface of soap.
How sure are you, though?
Oh, I have no idea.
Do you gamble with the bar soap, or do you...
It's a feeling more than it's science.
Yeah,
it-
to me, the only people who use bar soap are people against their will in prison and my granny. I don't think anyone... There's no more of a fucking target audience for it.
Right. Quite a rare group there.
Yeah, and funny enough, my granny was in prison for a while.
No.
I can't really talk about that, but...
Is it true?
Yeah.
Wow, what a reveal. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So, yeah, so prisoners and your granny are the
Yeah.
only people who use soap, according to Aidan.
Bars of soap.
Yeah,
Liquid soap's fine. Do you genuinely use bars of soap?
I have done before.
But currently, like...
when I'm staying at my grandparents' place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it your option, though? Like your go-to in your own house?
No. I like the original source mint gel that really stings on the
The
balls.
tingle?
Yeah, because I find there's some kind of sweet pleasure in that pain.
Yes, yeah, no, I can't take that pain.
Yeah.
I do miss the good old days, though, whenever a man would just get the 3-in-1 shampoo, conditioner, shower gel combo.
I don't believe in that. You can't get all of that into one thing.
Yeah.
Like I've seen those things. It gets ridiculous. It's like
Yeah.
it's also deodorant, and you could. It's also like,
moisturizer.
you probably put it in your car and it'll work. And like it's sort of peanut butter as well.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean?
You
Yeah.
can baste chicken in it.
Yeah. Exactly.
You always ended up smelling like a bag of fucking pick and mix as well.
Yeah.
was like
Yeah. It's so sweet.
Squashy flavour or something.
Yeah.
I went home for Christmas and my mum had cotton candy flavoured shower gel. And I was like, who the fuck wants to smell like that?
Flavor is interesting.
Sorry,
there.
scented, yeah.
Yeah. The scent of this soap in the advertising is morning wood. That's
Who-
that's the official scent of this soap.
Who
It's
convinced
morning wood flavor.
the marketing team that the scent of morning wood was nice?
I don't think they mean penis. I think they mean because it smells like pine trees, moss, and Sydney Sweeney.
Right, well, that's false advertising. Because there may be someone that likes the smell of fucking stanky dick.
Wait, you thought this would be? You thought that literally means that it smells like boner,
Yeah.
which arguably doesn't even have its own smell.
Yeah. But again, the incels that are into this product, there's definitely a smell of their boners. And
Yeah,
it's
but
not a pleasant
That's
one.
because they don't wash their hands in between the bag of Doritos and their own penis.
Yeah.
There's
yeah.
a lot of cross contamination.
Yeah, that's the cheese they get.
Yeah. There was also some fan mail from Sydney Sweeney, and I put fan mail in quotes there, from Sydney Sweeney fans on social media, including requests for Sweeney's bathwater to use to water bonsai trees or use as eye drops.
Eye drops is interesting.
Yeah.
I think if anything,
It's
it's
got to be something weird about that. Like,
yeah.
you know what I need? I need water that has had a brief flyby of an A-list celebrity who I don't know's vagina, allegedly,
Yeah.
in my eyes.
I think if I was in the position and I had reached the fucking depths of depravity to think that I needed to spend money on someone's bathwater, I would want proof of purchase. I would want, like, not proof of purchase. You know how when
I'd want a picture of her in the bath.
Yeah, I would want video footage even more so.
Yeah.
And I would want them to stew in that fucking thing.
It's like my mum used to sponsor an African child, right?
Yeah.
And they sent her a picture when she started, which was him sort of standing in a field.
Mm-hmm.
And then they sent her another picture a few years later, and they built some shit in the field. And it's like, well, look, there's some progress. This is what we spent your money on. And it's like, great, brilliant.
So is she paying the child's labour to build these things?
No.
Because that's a lot darker than the ads I used to watch.
He didn't build the house.
Right, okay. That's
Well,
good.
he might have done.
Yeah.
But no, they built the house for him.
Yeah.
is the
Initially,
idea.
I also thought you were going to say a few years ago he was in a field, then a few years later he was in a house, and that was a fucking progress picture.
No. He had no house.
Right.
He was a street kid in Africa,
Okay.
and they built him a house.
Yeah, that's lovely.
I don't know how that's related to Sydney Sweeney bathwater. I've completely forgotten.
Yeah. The fact that you're seeing the proof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want a picture of Sweeney in the bath if I'm buying it.
Yeah.
And I hate to say this, because I'm really against all of this stuff. I sort of want it.
Do you?
Like,
Is it like a collector's item or to just experience it?
both. Might get two. Yeah. One for the history books and one just for me. Like, I sort of want it.
Yeah. Be one to sit on your desk by your light up keyboard
Yeah, sniff it whenever I'm feeling sad.
in between CSGO games. You have a bad KD ratio and then you're like taking huffs of the bathwater.
Yeah.
Maybe there is a market from the folds of my scrotum, your old product.
Yeah, my old product. I was going to sell my own bathwater called From the Folds of My Scrotum, except I was going to fraud it and it was just going to be water.
I'd have done it for you.
I was just reselling water.
Just for the love of the game.
People would have known it was you, though, because I feel like that's some pungent.
It is
That-
definitely.
I feel like your bathwater is actually a bit thick.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't take baths. I don't believe in baths, really.
Yeah, well, there we go. It would all come out.
Yeah.
In a wash. Yeah.
I'm a shower guy. I think a bath, if I was to have a bath, I'd want to shower after because you just spend 10 minutes stewing in your own filth.
Yours, you'd come out of it and it would look like a cup of tea.
Like a Barry's tea bag had been fucked into it.
Yeah. Right, moving on to our next story now, and in one of the great drunken benders of recent times, comparable in scale to Aidan Rafferty's famous 2 Chineses in one night. A 50-year-old Turkish man wandered off after going out drinking with his friends. He was reported missing by his mates and his concerned wife, and then he stumbled upon his own search team and began helping, calling out his own name. So they thought he'd run off into the forest of this area in the province of Bursa, which he had.
Yeah.
They were looking in exactly the right place.
Mm.
So local police organised an effort to find this drunk man who ran off. His name's Bayhan Mutlu, and he was wandering drunkenly through the forest, and then the search party found him. So he decided to join the party to help find the missing guy, which was him, and then walked through the forest yelling out his own name for hours.
Jesus Christ.
I've been this drunk before.
Yeah. But do you not think it's a bit of an overreaction to call in a search party whenever someone's just disappeared for an hour?
Yeah, maybe I'm just mean, but I think I'd be like, you know what, lads? He's run off. Fuck him.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
For all they know, he did just go for a sneaky double Chinese. Which, by the way, might have been the best night of my life.
I can't imagine a Turkish guy going for a Chinese on a night out.
Yeah.
Because you got to think it's pretty easy to get your hands on a doner.
A lot of people would also, even fucking back home, they'd disappear for a while, come back with a kebab or like a Lost Mary or something.
Yeah. Do you think that Turkish people, because they, well, I assume eat a lot of kebabs on a day-to-day basis, they don't have one on a night out? Like maybe they have a meal deal for a nice change.
Maybe, yeah.
They get out of the club and they have a egg and cress sarnie.
Even also I was talking about the Lost Mary. Maybe they're more shisha merchants as well. I don't know if you get a Lost Mary in Turkey. Maybe a Lost Muhammad.
Yeah, that's good. I like Lost Muhammad. That's brilliant.
It would fly off the shelves.
Yeah. Is it endorsed by Mohammed Salah?
By all Mohammeds.
Yeah, okay. So it's a lot of endorsements.
Yeah, every Mohammed gets a steak, which is a dodgy business move when you consider it's the most popular name in the world.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it? I think it is, isn't it?
Yeah. I think there's a 300 million Mohammeds or something ridiculous.
Do you reckon there'll ever be a Mohammed Rice? There's more of a chance of there being a Mohammed Rafferty with how I look.
I'm not going to call my own kid Mohammed.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit like, if your parents lived in Beijing and called you Dave.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's a name, but it doesn't really line up.
Yeah. And everyone would accuse you of that not being your real name for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
It's like the person that works in my local Chinese, there's no way his name's Stephen. Do you know what I mean?
Do you think his name's actually Stephen?
I know that's his stage name, like.
You're right, the Freddie Mercury of Kung Pao. Yeah. walking around the clock. That guy.
You would like walk and roll.
Walk and roll's good. Yeah.
I hit myself. There's a Chinese back somewhere down south in Ireland called Walk and Roll. I remember driving past it one time and thinking that is genius.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a pun to come up on, like,
just Chinese things.
Yeah, just Chinese stuff. But I'm really struggling. It should be called Walk and Scroll, shouldn't it?
Yeah, that's not a bad shit.
Right. So the confusion for this search party came to an abrupt end when one of the searchers called out Behan Mutlu, which is his name, and the guy just went, "Oh, that's me."
It's fucking hilarious. He's walking around for hours calling out his own name.
Yeah. And then he sobers up and he's like, "Oh shit!" It's a little bit like one time I went on Find My iPhone to find my phone on my phone.
I've never done that, but there's been so many times where I've been like, "Where the fuck is that?"
Yeah.
As I tap my pockets with my phone in my hand.
Right. Yeah. At that point, they took him aside to get his details and try and understand what was going on. And he said, "Don't punish me too harshly, officer. My father will kill me." Which is a 50-year-old man, by the way.
Yeah.
And
it's also what crime was committed?
No crime. So
The
police
only crime here. Sorry, go for it.
Police drove him home, tucked him into bed, and kissed him on the forehead and said goodnight.
Yeah.
According to reports.
The main crime is what seems to, I'm assuming, is like a controlling girlfriend or wife has seen that he's not came home at the exact time that he was meant to, or that he didn't reply for a certain amount of time. It says in the article that he was only missing for a couple of hours. That is not enough time to be calling in a search party.
No.
He could have been doing anything. He could have been at one of those. Did you know those fucking wind-up merchants that have the ice cream cones at the end of like litter pickers and take them away from the customers? A Turkish thing.
What was any of that sentence?
Have you never seen them? Where they'll hold the cone out and then you go and take it away and then they'll fucking pull it away from you. They'll put the ice cream on it.
What the fuck are you on about?
I'm gonna have to get footage of this.
What was any of that? Turkey, ice cream cone, pulling it away.
These fucking wind-up merchants. They put the ice cream on it. They're just having a laugh, and all you want is a bit of cream.
I've literally never seen this in my whole life.
You have now. That's a big Turkish thing.
That guy's wearing a ridiculous outfit.
I don't know. Maybe that's just.
It looks like he should be in a double act with a monkey at a circus.
Yeah, it looks like he should be flying on a carpet with Aladdin.
Yeah.
With that hat.
He sold him the carpet.
And he scammed him. He was like, "See, if you take this carpet, you get this hat half price."
Yeah.
And Aladdin's like, "Fuck me."
That's funny. Like, do you think Aladdin walked in there looking for a phone charger and came out with all of that? He's like, my friend, come on in.
Take carpet and lost Muhammad.
Yeah.
And let me know if you find him.
That lamp was just some old shit he wanted to get rid of. Yeah. Look, you buy rug, free lamp with every rug. That's a great deal.
Free lamp with unlimited wish.
Now at DFS, we've got 50% off rugs with a lamp.
See, if I was on holiday, by the way, and was struggling through like 25 odd degree heat, and all I wanted was an ice cream to cool me down.
Really not that hot.
That's pretty hot. It was this weather over here the other day, and I was fucking beat.
Yeah.
But if that was the case, and all I wanted was like a fucking mint choc chip on a cone to calm me down, and someone was doing like parkour with a fucking cone, I would spark that prick. I would be fuming.
Yeah, right. I don't think you can really win. Because what's going to happen if you spark him out?
I'll just take the cream.
I don't feel like a Turkish ice cream men take any shit.
Do you reckon they're like the fucking outcasts of the family because they haven't opened up a barber's or a kebab shop?
Yeah, right. Those are the only two jobs that anyone in Turkey has. That's a real fact.
Yeah. He's a black sheep because he went out and started scamming people with fucking 99s.
Yeah. Isn't all that stuff haram anyway? It's made of like pig gelatin, isn't it? Like, isn't ice cream illegal anyway?
Maybe. Could be. That
would be rough if you went to Saudi Arabia and got your hand chopped off for having a Mr. Whippy. I didn't know. I thought it's vanilla. Right. Next story. A bit like the time I got my penis out in Wetherspoons, a man in Florida has been hit with a lifetime ban from Disney World after attempting to sneak a wallet full of cocaine into the Magic Kingdom. Dustin Wallace, 44 years of age, was with his son at the Disney World security checkpoint when they entered the line and were scanned with the metal detector. It then set off an alert about Wallace's back pocket. I didn't know those detected drugs.
Yeah. You would assume it was just metal and stuff.
Right. But it doesn't detect metal. I've taken frying pans through airport security with no problem.
Not in your back pocket, though, like...
No, of course not. But those things, I don't even know what... I think they're just sending it through... I think it's psychological, like they're just sending it through a box.
I used to always get pulled to the side for some reason.
Yeah.
It's definitely to do with how I look.
Yeah, that's because you look like a terrorist, but you had an Irish passport that said you were 15 years old.
The biggest cover-up in history.
Yeah. Like, they've nicked some poor...
I'm actually the worst combination because I've got the IRA and ISIS on my side.
Yeah.
Which isn't that's a deadly combo.
Right, yeah. It's an unlikely team-up, I think.
Yeah.
I'm not against it. It's a little bit like when Robbie came back. No one was expecting that.
Yeah. Or whenever they done the episode of The Simpsons where they met the Futurama gang.
Right. No idea what you're talking about. Never watched that show.
Actually, it might have been Family Guy that did it with. It happened well.
I haven't watched that either. My favourite show is iCarly. That's the best TV show of all time. I know, you see. Somehow the world will change for me.
Am I right in saying...
Wonderful.
I don't know the lyrics. I didn't have them channels.
I used to want to smash Carly so bad back in the day.
Am I right in saying that was your first wank?
No.
Am I right in saying that it was your last wank?
I don't think I've ever tugged it to iCarly. I want to put that out as a public statement.
Yeah.
I want people to know I've never tugged it to iCarly. Not even once. Yeah. I've not even thought about it.
You're kind of past the generation that had to pause DVDs for a tug.
Yeah, I was not tugging to DVDs.
Neither was I. Never done that either.
Yeah, because I think I was 8 when iPlayer came out. So, perfect.
Yeah, that's
Facebook was out. Instagram was in the early stages.
My biggest mistake in the sort of early stages of the wanking career was signing up to one of those scam MILF in your area advertisements with my mum's email address because I didn't have one.
Were there any MILFs in your area? I guess
not to my knowledge. Nah.
No. Okay.
But she got a email confirmation code thing, and she was like, "Aidan, is this you?" And I was like, "I've never seen that before in my life. I don't know what that is. It must be some sort of scam."
Yeah, I
gaslit her into believing it.
I think I had to pull the gaslighting out once when I accidentally downloaded a porn book on my Amazon Kindle.
That's a fucking massive analog wank. That
the thing is, I think what happened was I was just scrolling through the ebook, like the bookstore, right? And I accidentally clicked. They had a button which like instant buy, and I accidentally clicked it, and it downloaded. I just immediately deleted it, like no one was gonna notice. Yeah. Anyway, this guy got banned from Disney World. Security asked him to empty his pockets, at which point he got a bit nervous, a little bit shaky. When the security officer opened his, quote, bulky wallet, he allegedly found a bag of powdery white substances. after a field test, I don't even think you need the field test. I think you can assume pretty
He's
comfortably.
not walking around with flour in the back pocket.
No, it's just I bring my own salt everywhere I go.
I bring my own cornstarch just in case.
Yeah, just in case I need to thicken a sauce. So it came back positive for cocaine, shock. And then they called the sheriff's office and reported it. And he said that he'd been using cocaine for a month because his work was stressing him out.
Yeah.
Which, like, yeah, but surely you need a joint, right? Like, I don't think if I was really stressed, a line is going to help me.
Yeah. It doesn't really go hand in hand.
He's gone the wrong direction.
It's like taking a spliff before a 5K.
Yeah.
You'd be better off with a Coke in that situation.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, you beat your records.
Infinite stamina glitch. Yeah.
In fairness to the Da, the Magic Kingdom does sound like a plane of existence you can only enter when you're off your tits.
Sounds like a shop in Amsterdam
Yeah.
that just sells biscuits to foreigners with nothing in them. I got scammed by one of those places in Amsterdam.
In one of the cafes? Or did you go to some dodgy place?
By a mushroom shop.
Ah, right, okay. See, I never tried that sort of thing. I just tried
Mate,
muffins.
I went in there, and me and my mate were so excited. We're going to get sky high. It was 40 degrees that day in Amsterdam. We'd flown from Portugal, and it was way hotter in the Netherlands.
Yeah.
So we were booked out of our minds already, just on dehydration. Like, we were high on dehydration, and we'd had a few drinks and then a couple of zoots. So we were pretty spaced.
Yeah.
So we walk into this shop, and this guy goes, "Wow, look at these two idiots." Like, he sees us coming from a mile off.
Yeah.
First, the other guy's got an American accent.
That
So
never helps.
no.
Yeah.
That's like turning up to it's like turning up to war with a rainbow pantsuit on. Like, you're gonna get spotted from everywhere, bro.
Yeah.
This guy's like, oh, these two fuckers here. I could sell these guys anything. So he basically gets out the equivalent of like a Tesco mushroom grab bag, you know. He basically the equivalent of rolling up a tea bag in a piece of paper and selling it to us as a cig.
Fuck me.
And
Saw you coming a mile away.
yeah, so we munched through those. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
See, we had the brownies, and I texted my uncle that would be a bit more familiar with that sort of game, asking him how much a man of my size should take.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Oh, you should probably take half of one because they're really strong." But he didn't reply to an hour. He didn't reply for an hour, and at that stage, I already had 2.5 of them. And
Right, yeah.
didn't kick in for ages until I was trying to pay for the bill of the steak I had after. And I just lost it. I was like, I couldn't concentrate on anything. I started freaking out.
Yeah.
I went to watch, it was the day Arsenal played Bayern Munich in the second leg of the Champions League game.
Remember it well.
And I walked into a pub thinking, oh fuck, I'm going to miss this. And I looked down at my phone and completely spaced out, came to again. And I was like, I definitely missed the whole first half. Like, I was out for ages.
Yeah.
And I looked at the time, it was 5 minutes past 8, and I got there at 8. I swore I was out of it for hours. Like,
Yeah.
such a weird feeling.
You pulled a full Interstellar.
Yeah. I lived another life.
Like you woke up and your kids were old. Yeah.
I was screaming through the bookshelf at Saka not to miss that sitter.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on to sports now. Snatch of the day coming at you. And like KSI's old girlfriend Shauna, we're heading straight for the BBC. We revisit a Radio Rufus classic as it's time once again for the Cooper's Hill Cheese Rolling and Wake, which is the event where suicidal maniacs put their body on the line for a wheel of cheese. In episode 10, all the way back then, we reported how the reigning women's champion ended up unconscious at the bottom and only learned she's won in the medical tent afterwards. In episode 16, we reported how YouTuber and human Dorito iShowSpeed blew his knee out last year after losing.
Human fucking Dorito.
This year, a man clearly in the middle of a psychotic episode donned a cloak, named himself the Cheese Wizard, basically did backflips down the side of this hill, landed flat on his back, and had to be led away by paramedics. Then one man said, apparently he was trying to break the record for the fastest descent. He was spotted in the pub afterwards with no injuries. Which, when you watch the clip
That's impressive.
of him absolutely flying, that is
look it up.
impressive. Yeah, this is crazy.
Jesus, that doesn't even look real.
Look at that. Ragdoll physics.
That looks like something out of GTA.
Yeah.
Let's get a replay on that. Reload the thing.
Yeah, let's re-up the ting.
How does he generate that
That's
much power?
insane.
That is absolutely mental. And the fact that he just walked it off and went for a pint is pretty cool.
Yeah.
For a man called the Cheese Wizard, that's probably the coolest thing he's ever done.
It's incredible how it's incredible how flat on his back he lands. Like, he's perfectly flush with the ground. It's just squared up, completely the worst position you could possibly land in.
But the thing is, even with that backflip, he still wasn't the first to the bottom. There's so many people already down there.
No, I mean, that's what's incredible. He was trying to get down the hill faster than anyone ever done, and he came about 40th. It's not even close. Because I think in his position, I would have seen loads of people get down there before me and thought, actually,
I may believe it.
yeah, I might just walk the rest of
Yeah,
this.
take it handy.
Yeah, can you just play it one more time?
Oh yeah. You know what might be good? 0.5 speed.
Yeah, let's break it down.
Just to really get an idea.
Oh my god.
He does 2 flips. Then lands right in the spine.
Tom Daly's jealous of that dive. Like,
Oh wait, you know what? There's only 2 people that actually get there ahead of him. All these pricks are the barricade at the end, basically, to stop them from going into the trees.
still.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's worth it or not is up to him, I guess. But he is a cheese wizard, so I'm not going to put it past him. A witness said, I think the backflips were intentional. No shit. At the top, he seemed super amped up.
Yeah.
He just seemed like a crazy guy. He was also telling me about how last week he crashed a wedding, which has no relevance.
And it's not as if it's the wildest thing in history.
Yeah. I don't think he was local. He said he came because he really liked cheese.
Go and buy a pack of fucking cheese strings then.
Yeah, that's what I think. Baby bells are readily available from any good supermarket.
See, the pricks that enter this competition act like the only way that a lump of cheddar will ever pass your lips again is if you backflip down a hill like fucking prime nanny. You can literally just go to a shop
Yeah.
and buy a bit of extra mature Dramona cheddar.
It's become trendy now, this event.
Yeah.
Like before, it was for sort of village idiots to break collarbones.
Yeah.
But now people are going there and like vlogging.
We're still going next year. This podcast still is. If it's still going, we need to attend it.
Okay.
Some sort of capacity.
All right.
Whether
That's
it's
not
for-
a deal.
You don't need to.
I hate the countryside. I think this event is stupid. I don't want to do it. I don't want to watch it. I couldn't give less of a shit.
for the culture, for the sodium carousel fans there that want us to sort of break more boundaries with the games. I'll do the cheese hill sprint.
Okay, if you go down the hill, I'll come.
You can commentate it.
Sure. Deal.
You can pay for the whole trip.
Yeah, sure. I will happily pay for you to go down that hill.
I didn't say what pace.
No, you'll.
No, but the competitive nature of me, I will go for it.
I want you to at least try and win.
Yeah, I'll not be a fucking cheese wizard. I might be like a cheese mage.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Level 1.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. Those people at the bottom. You're right. They have like sort of backstops at the bottom. I thought those were all the people who won ahead of him.
Yeah.
But those are actually the safety crew. So the event is illegal because the council would never sign off on something that has this health and safety thing. So since 2010, it's been an illegally run event. So those guys at the bottom are rugby players. And what they do is anyone who's basically flying gets tackled. Like anyone who's going too quickly at the bottom just gets tackled.
Where the fuck can you sign up for that? That sounds class. Getting to spear a few cheesy gimps down a hill without any backlash.
Yeah, I know. So they get lads from the local rugby teams
Yeah.
to come and stand there for an afternoon and tackle the people who are going too quickly.
There's definitely a kink in that involved somewhere. from
I
the
think
rugby boys.
I think like you'd get bored and you just start taking people out anyway.
Someone's getting close to the cheese. You're like,
Yeah. Great stuff. Okay. Well, it looks like it's official. Next year we're going cheese rolling. Right, now we move on to the games segment of the show. It's Gamey Schumer coming at you, and we're playing Mad Libs once again. This is where you basically fill in the blanks without knowing what the rest of the text is, and hopefully it might be funny. Now, Aidan is going to help me fill it in here. I'm going to tell you what you need, and you just tell me what you want. So we're starting off with a plural noun.
Gooches.
Noun?
German Shepherd.
German Shepherd. Part of the body?
Sphincter.
Yeah. Don't even know how to spell that.
SPHINCTER.
Absolutely nailed that. That is suspicious from you there. Adjective.
Smelly.
Noun.
John Deere tractor.
Okay. It's not really a standard answer there, but adjective.
Hairy.
Noun.
Amsterdam.
Okay. I mean, technically fulfills the criteria, I guess. Noun.
Clunge.
Yeah. Plural noun.
Ball bags.
Yeah, nice. Noun.
Robert McGalby.
Yeah. Sure. Adjective.
The adjective I'm going to go for is pretty.
Pretty. Okay. Noun.
Chocolate Brothers.
Yeah, sure. Adjective, what do you say?
Chocolatey.
Chocolatey. Okay, part of the body.
Oh, part of taint.
Taint. Plural noun.
Earlobes.
Noun.
Joseph Kony.
Okay. Lastly, one verb, and then we'll be good.
Dogging.
Yeah, nice.
This is a fucking interesting array of words.
One of the main activities, yeah. Well, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this this combines. This is what we've got. Thanks to social networking gooches like my German Shepherd and Sphincter book. Sorry, Sphincter book is all right. Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, that's like a glossary.
Do you think if they called it that originally, it would have less users?
More.
Yeah.
A very niche amount.
Everyone now has hundreds of smelly friends. But most people really have only one best John Deere tractor.
I keep the other ones in the shed.
Yeah. A BFF is someone you tell your deepest, most hairy secrets to, knowing they won't tell a single Amsterdam.
That makes no sense at all.
You and your best clunge can pass ball bags in class and share a hot fudge Robert Mugabe. The old hot fudge Robert Mugabe.
Fuck, I'd love a slice of that.
Yeah. After school. And if your pretty friend wants some advice on the latest Chuckle Brothers in their life, you'll give them the chocolatey truth. Finally, if you ever need a taint to cry on. Put your taint on my shoulder. Oh, God. Finally, if you ever need a taint to cry on, your BFF will be there with a box of earlobes and a Joseph Kony of hot cocoa. Who could dogging for anything more? So there we go. Oh, I think Hot Fudge Robert Mugabe is a real hit. I think that's a real win for Mad Libs there. Brilliant round. Originally, I thought that game would be like a try not to laugh, where you get through the whole thing without laughing. Turns out it's just impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always so funny.
Even if it's shit, it's still funny sometimes.
Yeah, oh, it's brilliant.
Unless
yeah.
it's whenever you're trying to explain to Deji what an adverb is.
Yeah, that's true. So, interesting behind the scenes little tidbit. We played Mad Libs with Deji, and we cut the entire segment because he didn't know what a noun or a verb or an adverb was.
Privately educated, by the way.
Yeah. So just
He says a good job. He's good at boxing, but he's not.
So just so you know, little hint from behind the scenes, Deji's fucking stupid. Right, now we move on to the final segment, questionable. And the question we asked you this week was, what do you still not understand as an adult? Hopefully we can mansplain your responses. Here we go.
Yeah.
First question, how can people live their lives without drugs? That's it.
Pretty easily for the
I-
most part.
I don't understand how people can live their lives
With drugs.
drugs. I've never thought. You ever get up in the morning and you're like, oh, I fancy a bit of heroin today?
I get that with Lucozade Original.
Right.
Like every day I wake up, I'm thirsting for one of them bad boys from the
Really?
co-op.
I don't even know what flavour it is. I've never had one.
Either you've never had a single Lucozade.
I've had the orange.
Yeah, the original's just the better one.
I don't know what flavour is it?
Lucozade.
Flavour. Okay,
Yeah.
brilliant. Yeah. No, I've never thought that this podcast would be easier if I did crack.
This episode was definitely easier with a pint in me,
You okay?
but I don't think I'd thank you for a bit
Like-
of heroin.
I'm always amazed when, like bands in the 80s, they used to go on tour and do heroin after shows and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, how?
Plus, I've only got one belt.
I can't even answer an email with a headache. you know what I mean? Like,
You told me earlier that you were sick last week, so you had to take 3 days off. And I
Yeah.
was thinking, from fucking what?
I'll tell you what it did it to me. It was 2 gin and tonics, and I was out for 3 days.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know how people can live their lives with drugs. Clearly, this guy loves drugs.
Mm.
Yeah, but I think it'd be impossible. Like, there's no way I could put the laundry on if I just had a bit of meth.
Yeah. And they're not the most hygienic of creators.
That's wrong, actually. Meth makes you productive.
Does it?
Yeah, that's why out of the Class A drugs, meth, if you want to get into Class A drugs, do meth, because it's the only one where you can actually get quite a lot done
Yeah.
on it. Whereas if you do like opioids, you're pretty chill. Like, I've never really seen a homeless person be an entrepreneur.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, they're not exactly going door to door asking for crack.
You never seen Trump with a Gary V book?
Yeah, exactly. That's the problem with homeless people. They don't have the grind set. They don't have the ultimate morning routine.
Yeah.
You know what you need to do? Get up at 4 a.m., put your face in a bowl of ice, have a banana, dive in a pool, scream in the gym, and then maybe you'll have
a box of mirror or something.
shadow box a mirror, and then maybe you'll have a house.
Unless
I've heard that if you shadow box enough, you get a free house.
unless they've even tried to set up a Binance account, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
There's no excuse.
That's what we need to do. That could be our force for good.
Mm.
We could do homeless for crypto. We set people up with like it could be a pyramid scheme, so we profit off it.
Yeah.
But we set all the homeless people up with crypto wallets.
An alternative way of trading that isn't just racks of ribs.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
how we pitch it to them.
So instead of trading meat from Waitrose for heroin,
Yeah.
they trade our scam coins for nothing.
Yeah, the roof coin.
I think that's a massive improvement.
Yeah.
And in the end, basically, we say to them, if you can recruit 5 other homeless people to join this,
Yeah.
we'll give you some crack.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
And the
genius.
rack of ribs.
Yeah.
So they'll be hungry and sort
But
of
no,
satisfied.
they steal the rib. They don't eat the ribs. They trade the ribs for crack.
Yeah, true.
I've never seen a homeless person eat anything. That's actually not true. I saw a guy in Trafalgar Square with 24 Krispy Kremes once, but
That fucker's living my dream.
yeah, I was like, you should be giving to me, mate. You've got way more.
Yeah. It's like the time in fucking I got out of the bus stop in Belfast and there was a homeless fella lying at the side of the road with a nicer pair of shoes than me on, asking
Yeah.
me for money.
You were like, yo, run me those trainers, G. Yeah. Next question. Oh, crypto again. I don't understand how men can build entire crypto empires but not locate the clitoris.
Is that from a woman?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd think so.
This is from like quite an attractive sort of 40-year-old woman, I would say. I did check out the profile.
Yeah, she'd be fucking buzzing to hear that.
If you want to come on the show,
Yeah.
can't remember your name, sorry.
There's a chair there perfectly fit for a coug
Yeah, we've got one
chair.
we've got one Coog chair ready to go.
This will very quickly turn into a cuck chair.
Yeah. Thought we were heading down there. I think it's either or this. Like, you can either build a crypto empire or find the clitoris, but you can't do both.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. Like Elon Musk would need a sat nav to find that thing.
Yeah, well, that's why he's building the Starlink.
Yeah.
So he can pinpoint it down. I actually, in my gap year, was the first time that I'd ever lived with women who weren't my mum or my sister.
Yeah.
And I don't know about your family, but I wasn't really talking to my mum and my sister about this sort of thing,
Nah.
which I think is good.
Yeah, probably for the best.
Yeah, I think it's concerning if you are. So they sat me down. I was still a virgin at the time.
Yeah.
They sat me down and they drew me a diagram, and they used the analogy of a clock
Yeah.
to show me where the clit was.
Do you still have that drawing anywhere?
I reckon I do somewhere,
Right. Okay.
but I was a bit disappointed that they just didn't sort of like, we didn't do a practical. Let's put it that way. It was all book.
Yeah.
It was all textbook.
They didn't annotate it or anything, did they?
No, it was just all.
Annotate might have been one of the women you went to uni with.
No, it was all theoretical. Unfortunately, there was no sort of.
Yeah. You still need a fucking.
There wasn't a lab.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I still found out the hard way.
Yeah. Do you still require like a fucking air tag down there to find it?
Yeah, find my iPhone. Next question: how do girls wee with a tampon in? Come on, man.
Different holes.
Different holes. Next question: why do I have to wash my towels if I only use them right after I have a shower? He's got a point.
Yeah.
Because surely that you're just wiping two clean things together every time.
Yeah, like.
Although there was one time where I flossed my anus and I came out with the old brown streak.
Yeah, that's a sad day.
Code brown.
Yeah.
I put that towel straight in the bin. I thought there's no coming back from that.
I had a friend at uni who routinely had a few skids up the side of the white towel as well. Surely pick a different shade if you're going to be a serial streaker.
Got to have the brown towel.
Yeah, the brown towel. I've never
My
seen a brown towel, but it would be coming in handy for that.
My gran, so she grew up quite poor, and which I know, shocker, but they never really had enough toilet paper.
Yeah.
So her brothers would wipe their ass deliberately on the towels because there was nothing else to do, except obviously use your hand and then wash that.
Would the fuckers have at least had the decency to wash the towel after?
No, I think it goes back on the rack.
That is disgraceful. Baby.
I know.
Yeah.
They never had enough toilet paper, apparently. So, absolutely grim. Next one. Oh, this is a question for you. This is an Irish-centric question.
Hit me with it.
How did people die in the potato famine? Just eat something else.
I've got no answer.
Why didn't they just have a Chinese or a Domino's?
Yeah. Delivery on the phone.
Yeah, exactly. Easy, mate. Next one. If we evolved from chimpanzees, how come there are still chimpanzees?
That is me fucking goosed that one. I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
No.
We didn't evolve from chimpanzees.
I disagree.
You fuckwit. This is... I hate people who think like this. That's not how evolution works. Humans and chimpanzees come from a common ancestor.
We evolved together.
Yeah, we both evolved at the same time and down different paths from the same thing. We split, we diverged. We didn't come from chimpanzees. That would be stupid, thinking that we came from modern chimpanzee.
I'm a good case of maybe someone that got stuck between. The
Do you think you got a bit of both?
yeah, I got grazed by the chimp side.
Right, okay, yeah.
Actually, I think I got grazed by the human side more so.
Next one. How come I've never seen a pregnant Chinese lady? I see other pregnant women sometimes, but never a pregnant Chinese lady.
It's because for the longest time they're only allowed one child, and the rest of them ended up down the fucking pipe at the back of a toilet.
That's your theory, is it?
Yeah.
I have seen a pregnant Chinese lady. Funnily enough, I was in China.
Yeah,
that would do it. I think that's probably it. I think you're just not in the right place. Like if you live in Aidan's village, then it's going to be tough.
I was telling Rufus earlier, my local Chinese, there was a missing person poster up in it and it was a Chinese man. And I was thinking, how the fuck do you lose a Chinese man in rural Tyrone? Under like a sore thumb.
Because there's only 4,
and they're all behind the till.
yeah, they all work there. Yeah. My theory is that he fell into the wok, and they just got mixed up in the sauce.
Yeah, there was a different taste to the salted chili chicken that night. I'll tell you that for free.
Different texture, yeah. Yeah, I don't think the kung pao prawns they're supposed to have a tattoo. Right, next question. Why do trans people support Palestine? Because they would get stoned immediately if they went there.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
I suppose they're trying to rise above it.
I think the basic idea is that it's bad for people to get killed, I think.
Yeah.
But also, they would kill you if you went there. So, yeah, I don't know. Next one. I can't wrap my head around why there are still religious people. I don't have any religious people in my family, so maybe you can shed some light on this.
Yeah, I can see why. I can see people take comfort in it, and it's something that I actually wish that I was wired to have more belief in, because it seems to get people through a lot of stuff, but it's just not ever been something that I've been into. I've got family members and relatives that will pray every night. That
Really?
Yeah, that maybe especially older people take comfort in the fact that if they pray, if they stay good, if they do everything that they should, that the Bible teaches them, they'll go to heaven.
Yeah.
Especially whenever they're at death's door. But just for me, it's never been a thing. Like,
no, I think I gave it a go when I was a kid and nothing happened, and I was like, you know what, fuck this.
yeah, it's hard to pay attention and read the Bible whenever you've got like the Guinness Book of Records in front of you.
That's true. Like, if I'm taking one book to a desert island and I've got the Bible over here and Guinness World Record Gamers Edition 2010 over here, it's tough to go to Bible.
Yeah,
It really is. Yeah. And also, like, I feel like for a couple of Christmases, I didn't believe any of it ever, because when I used to come home after doing RE at school, my parents used to tell me it was horseshit. I feel like God made me drop that pen. I feel like God made me drop the pen.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like that was a bit of a signal, because I just
divine intervention to stop you
chatted shit about him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's gonna smite thee in the next few days.
Yeah. I think I prayed a couple of times like before Christmas to get what I wanted, and it didn't come true. And I was like,
Then you got the ruler that year, and it was game over.
yeah, that was the year I got the bookmark.
Yeah.
Last question. How does jet fuel melt steel beams, Aidan?
It's a great question.
It doesn't melt them. It weakens them to a point where structural integrity can no longer be maintained, forcing a full collapse. And buildings like that are designed to fall exactly as you build them, like exactly on their own floor plan, because otherwise they would be unsafe and it wouldn't get past regulations. Or George Bush put a load of bombs in it and they went off, depending on what you want.
I was about to say, you're sounding like one of those fucking believers that it wasn't all an inside job right now.
I've got a new 9/11 theory.
Mm-hmm.
People always say that the Bush was in on it.
Yeah.
My new theory is the pilots were out on it.
What do you mean with that?
Like, they didn't know.
Oh, you think they maybe got like a voucher holiday and we're just...
What did you say?
Do you remember those voucher holidays you could get, like £100 holidays?
What?
Voucher.
What did you just call it? A voucher.
Yeah, but the website was called Voucher.
I don't know what a voucher. No.
Yeah, well, that's irrelevant anyway.
Voucher holiday.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. My thing is, this is my idea, right? The pilots thought they were taking the planes back to Saudi Arabia,
right,
as like stock, right?
Yeah.
They get in there, and then George Bush controls it from the ground.
Oh, it's a drone?
Straight into the buildings.
Right, okay.
Like, he's down there with like a sort of like a Wii,
yeah.
and he's like moving it. He's Wii motion plussing it,
yeah,
into the towers.
It's like the RCXD kill streak. And
yeah, that's my thing. Like, the pilots are innocent. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, okay.
It was all George Bush.
Right, okay. And it was a remote controlled plane.
Yeah, and they're looking out the windows, going, "Oh, what the fuck is going on?" You know, they're as terrified as anyone.
Yeah,
yeah, they had no idea. Just
a working theory. There might be some legs.
Just a thought. Just a thought. And on that bombshell, we'll leave you there. Thanks for listening to another episode of Radio Rufus. Don't forget to go out and... This episode is not sponsored by Sydney Sweeney BATHWATER, but don't forget, 6th of June, midday, it's coming out for $8 a bar.
Maybe we should enter the Instagram giveaway. Just...
Yeah.
Yes.
We'll tag ourselves in the Instagram giveaway.
Yeah.
And get it done. Because I'd love to rub myself in a bit of Sweeney. And we'll see you again next week. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Do all the activities that make us happy, please. Except that one. That would be a breach of, well, human rights and also just a bit weird. Back to you in the studio.